Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in again. As you can tell by the truck, and maybe you can hear it in the background, it is absolutely gross outside right now. So I figured no better time to huddle up in our garage here and go over this new product we got sent to us. This is a cordless car buffer polisher from a company OLMLMO. I'll drop the link down below. You can pick one up if you like it after the video with a little discount code. So if you're interested after seeing the unboxing and little review we're going to do here, in the description, we'll link you to where you can get your own. And you can see exactly what it is. It's a cordless buffer. 12 volt, you got all your stats on the side of the box here. So you can see 12 volt, 5 amps. You got a lithium ion battery, 2 amp hours, rotational speed is 2500 to 5000 RPM. And then you just got some more information down there for the battery. So what this is exactly like it says on the box. So now I've opened this thing up and played with it a bit, and I can tell you right now this thing is pretty sweet. I didn't even know they made something like this, believe it or not. I do have the wired version of this. I used it when I ceramic coated my Mustang I had before, but this makes your life so much easier. So what you get is the polisher itself, and now it's nice and light. You got your handle here. And then when you're doing this, I recommend using 2 hands, but they also have a little grip up here. So you'll have one hand on the handle, one hand up top, and when you're doing your thing, a little more control, you'll get better results in the end. But what it is basically like every other buffer out there. You have your little Velcro pad on the end, and then for this, because it's cordless, of course you need a battery. So that's where your battery will plug in. If you flip it up, this is your on and off switch. And then on this side, you have your speed control. Starting at 1, and you just roll it. You can go all the way up to speed 6. And then once the battery's in, you'll see this part. And basically what this is 3 lights, and that gives you your battery life. So super simple to use. I'll show you that in a few minutes once we get going. But what else we get in this box is, believe it or not, all this stuff fit in there. They had it all packaged nicely. So what you get is your battery charger. Obviously you'll need that. And you can see, easy to read. Red means it's no good. Green means it's good. If they're both flashing, battery is bad. So let it charge up till you got a solid green light and you're good to go. Now one of the nicest things about this, and you'll find if you're looking for their competition, a lot of the companies only give you 1 battery. You get 2 batteries with this package. Nice thing is, if you're doing the whole vehicle, I'm actually going to test it on the Pathfinder here in a minute. When you're doing your polishing or whatever the case may be, you can always have 1 battery charging. Once it's dead, swap them out, charge the other one, throw the new one in, and you can keep going. You can do the whole car. You don't have to worry about stopping, waiting to charge up your battery, and so forth. And then for this, it only fits in there one way. You just easily put it in, click. You have the click just like you hear. So just like that, if you have it plugged into the wall, you come down here, you get a solid green light, take your battery, drop it in, wait for the click. You can see it goes red. That means she's charging. Once it goes to the green, you're at 100%, just like it says on there. This will charge for a few seconds, but I can tell you that these came charged up in the box. It'll just go for a few minutes. I guess maybe they lose a little bit of life just sitting in the box, but after maybe 5 minutes or so, it'll go solid green and you're good to go, fully charged. And then after the batteries, you have your little owner's manual. You can go in here and it'll go over all the stuff that you can do with this thing. And then you get a huge assortment of these pads. They're all the orange pads. You get 3 of the flat ones, all individually packaged, which is nice. You don't have to worry about everything getting cross-contaminated. You can, what I like to do is, because especially if you're just polishing the car, these aren't garbage after 1 use. So I'll open this nice and easy, do it, put the polish on, polish up your car, and then you can actually tuck it away back in here. It just keeps it clean. You won't get a bunch of gunk and grime on it. And like I said, you won't be transferring from one pad to the other. But like I said, you get 3 flat ones. You get 2 of these waffle ones. And then they also send you sandpaper, because you can actually use this thing as a little sander if you want. So you can see you got a ton of different sandpaper in here. If that's what you're using this for, you do have the option to use it in that way. Then you get these. You can see there's a bunch of them in there. It's just little microfibers, and what this is these, you can see it's got a little bit of an elastic here. They're actually made to fold over one of these ones. You can wrap it around, and instead of having the foam pad, you now have your microfiber towel instead. I'll show you that when we get working on the car. Then you get, again, with the Velcro pad, just these finer kind of felt looking pads. Not exactly sure what these are used for. I haven't been too big into car detailing, but if you know what these ones are for, let me know. Then you get a little wipe or a cloth. So when you're polishing, buff on, buff off, wipe on, wipe off type of thing. You get that. This is in there as well. It was wrapped up, but like I said, I have it open. And what this is they actually give you a little apron. So if you're doing work, anybody who's done a little bit of this stuff, it does backsplash you a bit, depending how hardcore you're going. So that will protect your clothing, and there's even a little pocket in front here. If you're carrying something or you need something, it comes with a little pocket. And then to top it all off, you get this carrying bag. So you can actually fit the battery, the charger, the polisher, and all the pads in this bag. So if you see in here, if we open it up, I haven't used it yet, so it's kind of folded weird still, but inside the bag, you've got a big side for your polisher and everything like that. And then on the sides, you got two little, or a separator here in the middle for your charger, your batteries, to keep it all apart. And then once it's all closed, you've got a zipper, you can zip it up, and then you've got a handle here to carry it around. All right, so now that I actually opened up the package, I also realized in that one with the microfiber, you get a bunch of different kinds. So you get the little sheep's wool type of one here, you get your standard microfiber, then you get a couple kind of with just a little bit of a different texture, more fine, a little bit thicker again, and then of course this is like a wool. And then this, I don't know what exactly you would use this one for, but it's pretty solid, kind of like a shower cap almost. So again, I don't know what that one would be used for, but this was actually all packaged together in one little box. All right, so easy as that. You just plug in the battery right into the bottom, it'll click, and then to get it out, you got a little push tab there and a push tab there. You just squeeze and pull straight back out and it pops out, no problem. Now to turn it on, and one thing I can say with this thing is just listen to how quiet it is. You'll be able to hear the rain when I stop talking. And when you turn it on, yes, this is only speed 1. But like, that is quiet as can be. I've only ever used the electric ones, and speed 1 is about as loud as speed 6 on this. So as you pick it up, you can see as well now, like I mentioned, green, we're full. It'll go to yellow when you're about half down your battery power, and red when it's going to die or get ready to charge. But again, we'll speed it up. So even that, it's full blast, super still, it's not shaking, there's not a bunch of torque to it. Super quiet. And then again, it's as easy as just turning her back down. And one, that's like quieter than my fan I got on while I'm sleeping. Like, you can't barely tell this thing's even on. Then to turn it off, flick the switch, she comes to a stop, and you're good to go. All right, now just for a little comparison, this is my Simonized electric one. This is what I used to ceramic coat or polish up and prep the car for ceramic coating when I did the Mustang initially. And you can see also a 6-inch. What I can tell you right now is obviously it's a little bit thicker. You can see it's a little bit longer, but the weight. The weight is what is amazing. This thing is probably 3, maybe 4 times heavier than the battery powered one here. So again, and now for the noise test, you can see we're also on level 1. If I turn this on, it rattles, it rolls, and if I turn this thing up to 6, now, obviously, being electric powered, this will have way more RPM than this thing will, but like this thing is heavy just to hold up like this. If I had to carry this around all day and polish up the car quickly, your arm's going to be toast. Whereas this, it's nice and quiet. You can put the pad on there, easily polish up the car, and you'll be good to go. And you'll have plenty of strength left in your arms. You're not going to be killing yourself trying to do it. All right, so we got the vehicle all prepped. I got it dried off. If you can see, of course, there's a big scratch right here by the light, but I don't know if you can really pick it up in the camera. These little scratches here, this thing is a 2018 Pathfinder. It's been through some days, and of course it's got beauty marks. So we're gonna see if it can get it out. What I'm gonna do in this video only is we're gonna use this, just some Meguiar's Ultimate Polish. I'm gonna polish it up, see if it can get any of that stuff out. I'm going to do a separate video. I'm actually going to go and get Meguiar's compound as well, because on the back of this thing, and again I'll do that separately in a different video, is on the tailgate where the dog jumps in and out. My dog's getting pretty old. Can't get in and out of the car as well anymore, so it's got nail scratches. Not quite as bad as that one, but I'm going to see if this thing is able to get it out. So between the polish and the compound, we'll use the buffer and see if we can get them out. And then for the actual parts I'm going to use, obviously we got the buffer polisher. I'm going to use the flat pad that it comes with, one of the orange ones. And then I'm going to use the biggest, or the most dense other than the wool, little elastic cover here. So what this is this will go on the Velcro. It just Velcros onto the back of the pad. If you don't know how this works, just try to get it as centered as you can, and you can see it sticks very well. And then this, just like a shower cap, will fold over top of that. So I'll get it all together and then we'll give her a test. All right, so we got it all set up. As you can see, it does tuck behind a little bit. Don't worry about that. It has no problem spinning. You can see when it's on there, it'll make a little bit of noise just because it's rubbing against the elastic, but it has no problem spinning with that thing on there. Spin it up. And what I forgot to mention, and this is actually a dual action polisher. So if you sit it on the vehicle like this and you push hard, you can see it stops spinning the pad. It's still going, but it won't spin, so you're not going to burn a hole through your paint. So you don't have to be a professional necessarily, because again, if you push too hard, you can see it starts torquing the machine instead of the pad, so you're not going to wreck anything. If you're you're a new guy trying this out, you don't have to worry about wrecking your paint. Perfect for beginners. All right, so I'm going to be trying to do this with one hand. What you do, load up the pad like this, start on speed 1. What you want to do is come underneath, just kind of blot it out like such. It'll help spread it out on the hood. And again, the nice thing with this is now instead of having to come on here with your hand and do one of these all over the entire vehicle, you can take this, put it on there, turn it on. Like I said, we're on speed 1. Just spread it out, just like that. Nice and easy. Once it's spread out, then you can start working up. Maybe go 3, seems pretty good for a polish. Absolutely no effort at all to get this on there. Go back and forth, crisscross everything. Again, You can sit this on here. It's not going to burn a hole in your hood. You're not going to have swirls and lines and anything gross in your paint. It's super quiet. You could do this in the middle of the night. You won't be disturbing your neighbors. And again, I can hold on to this thing with 2 fingers. Like, it takes no effort at all. But if you're actually doing a compound, I recommend 2 hands. Have one here, have one on the grip on the top. Go nice and slow, get it all even. But as you can see, our polish now is just about clear. So that's telling us this section is done. So then turn it off, take it off. You can see it spreads it all out nice and evenly. But what I'm going to do right now is we're going to get over here where those scratches were, see if that'll help at all with the polish. We'll wipe off the excess and see how she looks. And one thing I forgot to mention now that I'm all done is try to get this thing centered on the Velcro as close as you can. You can see when we turn this on, the polisher itself, because it's a DA, kind of goes up and down and side to side. You can see it's not spinning perfectly around. That's what it's meant to do. But you can see when we turn it off how close I've got it. What you want is to get the pad as close as you can centered on the machine, because not only when the machine's doing this, but if the pad's off balance, it's going to be fighting against it, and you're kind of going to be fighting yourself as you're going over the paint. So you'll get better results the closer it is. Not the end of the world if it's not 100%, but again, the closer you can get it, the better it is. All right, so she is polished up, she is buffed back off. You can see when we turn this back on, still at full battery. So we were able, I did the entire hood, plus I buffed it off. Took maybe about 5 minutes. And this thing, I went up to speed 5. That's what I ended up doing. Went over the whole hood, back and forth, side to side, and then the whole hood up and down. That's all I did. 1 pass side to side, 1 pass up and down, other than what you saw me do right here. And then speed 5. We didn't use any, well, obviously we used some battery, but not enough to register on the meter here. And you can see the pad is putting in its work. But of course you can see, hopefully in the video, just how shiny this is. We didn't do the fenders. Of course it's always dark in my garage, but you can maybe see the difference, hopefully. But this thing is shiny as can be. Now, being that we just used the polish, it didn't actually get the scratches out. They look a little bit better, a little harder to see. But obviously I'm not expecting it to get a big scratch like that out with just a polish. But like I said, we're gonna go and pick up the compound. Maybe in that video I'll come back and try this spot as well, but it's even worse on the back, so I'm gonna test it out back there. But like I said, the whole hood, including buffing it off, took maybe about 5 minutes. You have to put no effort in at all with this thing. It just makes your life super simple. So if you're looking to have a little DIY project, something to help you out, maybe you got a car you only drive on the weekends, you want to polish her up once in a while, pick up one of these. Like I said, super light. This thing's probably like 2 pounds, and you can get her done in half the time, if not quicker. Again, it's nice and quiet. You don't have to worry about waking the wife, waking the neighbors. You can come in your garage, do what you please, and you can see the results you'll get in the end. It works awesome. So again, the link will be in the description down below. I think up to a certain point, you may get a discount code. So if you're watching this video and you're humming and hawing, go pick one up. Yes, there are a bunch of different models and names of these things on there. This again is OLMLMO. Highly recommended. Thanks for them for sending it out for us to try out. Hopefully this video helped you determine which one you want to pick up. And again, 2 batteries, better than 1. You'll easily be able to finish your entire car, make it look good for the weekend, and ready to cruise. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hopefully this helped you out. Subscribe, and hopefully we catch you in the next video. And there you have it. When it's all said and done, she all fits in the bag. Pick it up, carry it away. Everything's in there, including the little apron, manual, batteries, charger, the polisher, and all the pads. Everything fits. Lots of room to spare.